Well, good evening, folks. Dave Jorgensen here again with video number 43. I finally figured it out what number I was on. Anyway, I'd like to kind of entitle this, at this point anyway, On the Move. Always on the move. My late wife and I spent a lot of time moving. Hunting for greener grass, I've talked about it a little bit, but we moved in the 39 years, plus years that we were married, 50 some times. I don't remember the exact number. But that was 10 years ago that she passed away. And it was in 2005, about 3 years before that, 3.5 years before that, that we moved into this house. It was a big old house. We tore one down and moved this one in. And that's a whole nother story. But anyway, so I've been here now almost 18 years, since 2005. And this is the longest. My wife has been, my new wife, my wife of 2010, has been here 8 years. 8.5, actually. And she says that's longer than she lived in any house, except when she was growing up. Same for me. When I was growing up, my folks, after I was 5, kind of settled down and stayed in one place. But anyway, I'm an old car lover. Most everybody already knows that. I bought my first old car. Well, I had a 34 Ford pickup. That was my first vehicle. I wasn't even old enough to drive it, but I drove it around in the driveway and stuff. Had a little flathead V8 in it. But I sold it. I was going to fix it up. And I have had probably hundreds of cars over the years that I have bought for parts, bought to restore, or to fix up and sell. But most of the time, I never plan on getting rid of them. But for some reason, I do. My first one is in 1969. I bought a 35 Chrysler 4-door sedan that I was going to restore. At that time, I was going to restore it to its original condition. It had a straight 8 and the slant back, which was, most of them had the hump in the back. Anyway, and then off and on, I've had cars over the years. I had some about 3 or 4 or 5 Mercury Meteor bodies, 2 of them that were ran, and one I drove for a family car for 13 years. It was still just about like new when I sold it. The interior was 80% perfect still, including the dash. But anyway, then I'm just constantly moving, so I'm having to sell them. I bought me a Thunderbird and a 64 Thunderbird, less than 100,000 miles on it when I first went into the ministry. Then I moved to Michigan. I actually sold it to a guy here in Michigan that bought it and had it shipped back here. But then, since I've been retired, I have collected, I've sold some of them, and I want to get some, I want to fix them up. I traded a 34 Ford pickup for a Harley. I've had that Harley 2 years, and the first year that I had it, I spent getting scammed, and so I never put the money into getting it registered and licensed, and this Harley it's an 83 or 84. I haven't even put it in my name. It's still in my trailer, my enclosed trailer. And it's got $24,000 worth of chrome on it. It's Sportster. Well, anyway, it's a smaller Harley. It's not a great big old Harley, but it's very, very nice. A guy out in California built it and then passed away, the way I understand it. But he had about $23,000 to $24,000 worth of chrome and etching done to it. This bike is beautiful. And I have come to the conclusion that it and one other car I am going to try to sell to fund my traffic. I need to be able to fund my traffic and get this thing going good. That's how much I believe in this. Like Misa always is telling us, money is replaceable. Harleys are replaceable. I have a 46 Ford Coupe that's partially built that I wanted to fix up because that's the year I was born. And anyway, I'm going to put them up for sale to see if I can generate some traffic so that, some money, some funds for my traffic so that I can get some sales going here and get them going where they replenish themselves, and I spend $1 and make $2. That's my goal here in the very next few months, but I would love to get a boost by having some bigger money to spend. I borrowed money and then I stalled out on tech like I've talked about before, and I shouldn't even talk about that because that's the biggest headache, and I'm supposed to bury that tech challenged guy and move ahead and kill that son of a bitch that's angry all the time. And anyway, I'm going to be doing that here in the near future. So if you know anybody that wants an old 46 Ford, have clear titles for both of them. I'm going to ask about $4,300 for the Ford, and my wife thinks I ought to ask at least $10,000 for the motorcycle, but I don't know. Basically, they're only worth what somebody wants it for. Somebody wanted to build a bike, they could get this one a lot cheaper than building it themselves and putting all that chrome on it. But anyway, some ways I almost hope the Harley doesn't sell. But my wife and I'd like to get trikes instead, so she can't hold a Harley up anymore, so we'd like to get a couple trikes when sand takes off. And anyway, you gotta settle down. I've started this sand project, and I am not moving on to another project because this project is going to fund my other projects so that I don't have to sell them. I have about 10 cars to restore. I have 36 Ford two-door, 41 Ford Super Deluxe Coupe, 41 Ford Super Deluxe two-door sedan. I have a 50 Pontiac Bonneville hardtop. I have a 51 Chevy two-door hardtop, a 52 Chevy two-door hardtop, and a 50 Ford Coupe and 250 Ford sedans. I think I've got enough really to keep me busy here. I'm gonna pay somebody to do some of the restoration part because I don't have enough years left to get them all done. But I want this is to fund my own private little museum that I want when I get to California. So anyway, what I'm doing now is having faith that this money will replace itself. And I don't even have to have faith. I already know it's going to replace itself. And I am getting resourceful so that, I don't have a lot of years left. I'd rather spend the money and speed it up so I can enjoy it longer. Got me? Anyway, that's what I'm doing. Going to sell those things to fund my traffic, and God help me get that tech figured out, and so that I can not stall out. That really slows you up when you do that, and I have nobody to blame but myself. So anyway, if you want to know what I'm doing and why I am sacrificing It's because I have a goal, an achievable, very achievable goal. So click on the link below and you can see my goals and why I'm doing this and why I believe in it. It can't fail if I do it. I'm the only failure. The system works. Bye for now.